What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I want to show a workaround for the chromatic mode. Now if you're not aware, you cannot use chromatic mode whilst you're in pattern mode at the moment. It even specifies this in the 1.14 manual. So as it stands, the software is just not capable of doing that, which is actually really inconvenient for us as beat makers. We'd love to be able to use chromatic mode and play along bass lines or horns or anything like that over the top of our patterns, but we can't do that right now. So is there a way we can get the notes that we want and reuse them in the pattern mode? Well, yeah, there is, and it's fairly straightforward to do. And just before I get into this one, guys, don't forget you can support what I'm doing here by either heading to spvids.com. I've got loads of lo-fi drum packs on there which you can use in your next project. They're an instant download, and I sell t-shirts through Teespring as well. All the links to these are in the description. I'd really appreciate it if you could check those out. So I've got a sub note here on pad 1, and I'm hoping you can hear this one. But for my pattern, I want to have more than just one note. I want to do a full bass line with this, so I need to use chromatic mode, which you do by hitting Shift and 4. Okay, that's great. I've got access to these notes, but I can't use these at the same time as pattern select. So what am I going to do about it? So personally, I think what the best thing to do is set up a pattern first, have that playing in the background, hop into chromatic mode on a pad, and you can jam along and get the notes that you need to use. So you may need to play around and do some experimentation to ensure that you get the right notes for the beat that you're making, or maybe you're starting with this from scratch, so you don't really need to worry about that too much if you're starting with the bass line. You can jam out what you want to do. Now the next thing that you need to do is, once you've decided the notes that you want to use, we can go ahead and use resample. So luckily at the moment we can use resample in chromatic mode. So let's just say I wanted these notes. I want 2, 6, 10 and 14. This is obviously hypothetical. I'm going to resample those to a pad, so I'm going to do that to 16. And I'm going to hit record to confirm that. Now that's great, we've got all those notes on a pad, but we don't want those as one sample, we want those as individual samples. So this is where the chopping mode comes in quite handy, because previously on an SX, for example, you would have had to cut these out all individually by copying the pad and finding the start and end point of each note. But now we can go ahead and do chop on that sample, and we can see the 4 notes there really clearly. Now you could do this manually still if you wanted to. You could use the start and end points to select the note and copy it to another pad. So I'm going to go into the menu, I'm going to do auto mark, I'm going to scroll across, and I'm going to go to transient. Now you may have to experiment with what you use here because you've got access to soft, mid and hard. So I'm going to go ahead and try soft for this one and press enter on that. Current marks will be lost, that's fine. And as you can see there, it's done a pretty good job of finding the starts of those samples. So I've gone ahead and assigned those to the pads. And we can delete the blank ones. And then we can move those if we wanted to make those a bit more organized. So let's go Shift Exchange, Shift Exchange. And now we have all 4 notes on their own separate pads, and they can be played into the pattern mode one at a time or all at the same time if you wanted to, whichever way you wanted to play those notes. They're now available to you to be able to jam and put your bass lines down and do whatever. So this is not ideal right now, and that's quite a tedious process, but it's better than nothing at the moment. We really do need an update from Roland on this one. Hopefully they can do something so that we can use chromatic mode inside the sequencer. That'll make beat making so much easier and more normal, like what we'd expect from a sampler really. But hopefully you can see that this is a good workaround. I haven't gone ahead and done the whole pattern side of it because it will be quite obvious what to do. You just play the notes where you want them to go, using whatever quantization you want to use. So yeah, that's it for this one really, guys. I just wanted to show you that there is a workaround that you can do if you're struggling to do full bass lines on your SP. It's not too difficult, it just takes a little bit of time to get those samples chopped up and put on individual pads, but then you're free to go and do your own bass lines. So thanks very much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you liked this video and found it useful, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Until next time, guys, keep making beats, and I'll be back with more content very soon. Peace!